Going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ride the Six Motorcycle channel. We're going to continue working on this 2016 Suzuki GSX-S 1000F, F being fairings. I've got my headlight back now from my 3D printing guy. So we're going to try to get this headlight mounted up in here. Of course, to do that, we need to take this little top nose piece off. And I've had parts on order from my Suzuki dealer for about a month. I don't know why parts take so long to get on a Suzuki, guys. I have not had this problem with Honda, even my MV Agusta, and definitely not my Yamaha. So we've got some parts coming in, like this broken piece here. We're going to replace that. I have not ordered a new fairing yet, but we're just gonna piece things together slowly here. We're gonna get this little piece fixed in, and we're gonna see how things line up, where everything lines up, and we're just gonna go from there. Okay, stay tuned, guys. We're going to get right to work. This is coming off. We're going to mount the headlight and move forward. Headlight should just pop out here. Sorry, not our headlight, but our plastic piece. There we go. Just a little, just like a little rubber thing here that goes into the grommet. Okay, so that piece is off. I'll put it over here for now. I'm not sure. So here is my headlight. Hopefully you can see it on camera here. There's the headlight. I did have a guy 3D print a couple clips. Hopefully you can see that. He printed a couple 3D printed some clips here for me to go on the edge of this headlight to essentially fix the broken clip that is on this side. I don't know what these clips do just yet, but we have fabricated something to go around these clips and hopefully repair them. But again, I don't know, guys. I'm just fitting things up. And we know this headlight is going to sit in. I do have a broken piece right here, and I think I had it screwed in temporarily as well. At first I wasn't sure what this was, and now after looking at the headlight, I realize it actually is a piece of the headlight. That's why I left things there, just so I could see what things were. I don't know if you can see over here, hopefully. Move the camera just a little bit. So this is the piece I'm talking about, just this little piece here. This I found on those broken plastics and stay brackets and stuff. But I now know what it is. It was a piece of the headlight housing. It actually happens to be this little knob right here and right here. So I have an idea now how this mounts in here. I hope I don't have to take my fairings off to do this. I do have them lightly bolted anyways. And I may need to locate a screw because I don't have both of them. Okay, there's one. Again, I'm trying to see how all this stuff roots in. Things have been cut along the way, not by me, by someone else. And okay. So that headlight is in its housing. It's in the right spot. And we're going to put a screw just in that side. And I'm going to grab another screw just from my Yamaha because I believe it's the same type of plastic thread screw. This is not the right screw for this headlight, but it is a plastic screw that's used on fairings and stuff for Yamaha. So the threads should be very similar. Coarse thread, meant to grab into plastic. Okay. And I will tighten this side in now. I don't know what else supports this headlight. I assume there's some more stuff underneath. I don't think it's just these two bolts to support the headlight. But again, I don't know, guys. I've never worked on this bike. I've never built this bike. I've always liked this bike. I thought it was a nice, good street tour. Fairly sporty, 1000cc, obviously. I don't want to tighten this thing too much because it's not the right screw and I don't want to break things. Oh, we know where the headlight mounts. On this bike, it actually does sit very low. You can see, like, we're just off the tire here. This thing sits very low. There could be something else underneath here that this bolts up to hold it up so it's not drooping down on the tire. And the next thing I'm going to have to work on here is all these cable harnesses essentially that have been cut, and damaged signal light wires over here. And yeah, that's the kind of stuff I have to work on next. The harness I got with it obviously was cut. This is the harness for the dash cluster. The guy that cut this, he probably didn't understand how much this harness cost, and he lost out on a fair bit of money. So this is the harness I have from the bike that I have purchased. Let me see here. This is the... Nope, wrong way around. Okay. So here we go. Here's the harness. So this is the wire that's cut. You can see this is the cluster for the dash. This is the connector. So I'm going to replace what's on this headlight with mine. And I'm going to start piecing together so some of the broken bits on my harness with this harness. And then this one might be a little hard to film for you guys because this is going to take a while. I need to just take the two harnesses, lay them side by side, and essentially mate everything up. Take the broken stuff, get rid of it. Take the good stuff, merge it in, splice it in, put some heat shrink on it. You know, do it all properly. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. And stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the harness off the bike. I took my time because, see these little plastic clips? I actually need those little plastic clips. So it took about 5 or 10 minutes to get this stuff off the bike. I need to try to save as much stuff as I can because my clips on this harness, which is the one I have to use, are broken. And another broken piece here. I don't know what it is. And you can see this stuff here, which goes into the headlight. These are your headlight bulb connections. This piece is no good. The good thing is this piece actually comes unclipped. And it's right here on the bike. And we already have this piece wired into the headlight. So you can see it right there. It's a little hard to see. And also over here. So that's good news. So the piece that I have, I'm going to discard. And this piece on the headlight is good. The only thing I think... So yeah, we're going to discard this piece here. Because this is junk. This is no good to me. We have a good piece on the bike. And between this one, the really, really bad one that's cut, and this one here, we're going to make a proper harness that is fully functional for this bike. So we're making some progress here. I took that little plastic clip that clips into the top of the headlight off the broken cable. I've put it over here onto my good harness. We're okay here because we just unplugged. And on this good harness, actually, there was a broken piece of plastic. This is from the top of the headlight that was on the bike. So I don't need that because I already have the headlight from the 2018. And we already have the clip here on this harness. So the only thing I need to do now to make this a fully functional harness is to take this connector, and this is on the bad harness, and I need to move it over to this piece, which is the good harness. So I've decided to cut the harness for the signal light right here. And basically what I did, I cut them both at exactly the same length from the old harness and the good harness. So I'm just going to strip this back a little bit. I'm going to strip both of these back a little bit so they're exactly the same. I'm going to put some heat shrink up in here, and I'm going to make the connections, and when I'm done, you wouldn't even know, guys, that this harness would be repaired. Check it out. So I was able to repair the harness. What I used was a pair of solderless connectors. I actually bought these off Amazon or something quite a while ago. I've had them kicking around. I don't use them too much because I'm not a huge fan of them, but I thought in this case it would be good enough. So I stuck the wires in there. Obviously I went black to black, and then black with white stripe to black with white stripe, heated them up, and we should have a good connection. So the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get another piece of heat shrink, and I'm going to slide it up over the end here, and I'm going to protect this area now. And I may actually tape these up individually first as well, even though these are supposed to be waterproof and electrically sealed. So our harness, we now have a proper signal light connector on this end, and the rest of the harness is intact. You see I got all the other little bits up here, throwing them out. They're not going to be any good. And we have a complete harness now for the part that sits across the headlight. Alright, so tomorrow I'm going to go find some heat shrink. I'm going to finish this little harness project up, and we're going to continue and go back to the bike. I'm still finalizing this little piece of heat shrink for this headlight. I could put it the way in it is or just tape it up, but it kind of looks ugly. I'm going to try to finish it so it looks really good. And the next thing is I'm going to pull this side fairing off, because this little piece here bolts to the inside of this fairing, and then there's another fairing that bolts over this. And this other fairing that bolts over this actually holds your headlight in like these little spots right here. So that's what supports the headlight. The actual fairing, it clips in and it locks in here where this broken piece is. So that explains why the piece is broken. The fairing was broken, and it just continued on to the headlight. Alright, let me get this off, and then maybe I can film the swap out of this piece. I just need a bigger space. Like, I obviously don't have enough room here on my floor right now. And as you can see, the garage is a little busy. We got another little treat back there that you guys haven't really even seen yet. That's a Z900. We might be working on that next. Okay, let me get this off. We'll get this plastic piece swapped out, and we'll fit that up, and then probably order up the outside fairing. So this is what we're dealing with. This is the, I guess, the inner fairing. Basically, there's only 2 bolts that hold that fairing on, and I believe there's a piece here that is broken. It looks like it was a little plastic piece that might have a guide or some kind of rubber grommet type thing on it. That probably latches into the frame somewhere or something on the side. And this is the piece that we're dealing with first. You can see this piece has been broken here. And it also mounts to the second part of the outer fairing. But we're starting to work our way out from the inside. And I will probably be replacing this fairing as well. But these fairing pieces, they're $300 to $400 Canadian each. I'm probably looking at $750, maybe $800 for the whole right side of this bike. So we have that to deal with. We have a little plastic piece here at the bottom that joins the 2 halves together. This one was also missing a screw, so I believe I have the screw for this. We're going to try to reuse this piece. Obviously, I'm going to clean it up a little bit, but I don't believe it's broken. If it is broken, I'll end up ordering another little piece. Okay, let me get set up. So here we go. Pretty simple, straightforward here, guys. We got 1 screw right here. I'm literally set up right in my front hallway of my house. Like, I have stuff everywhere right now. Very, very busy with work. and a couple other side projects. But we have got time to get back onto the bike. This screw here, we're going to take it out. Obviously we're going to reuse this screw. You can see it's not really holding this plastic piece in, but we know where it goes, so that's going to go there. This one's going to go up here. Okay. There is a little rubber bumper piece here as well. I might as well pull that because we're going to need this. Actually, you know what? I might leave it on for a second. Okay, so here's our new piece. Part number. Not sure if you can see it. 9446104K00. This is the right side inner plastic piece. I don't know. Packaged up pretty well. Got some foam. And first thing you do, make sure it's the same piece, and voila, we have the same piece. Okay, pretty easy fitting it up there and there. You can see it's actually not broken now. Amazing. Okay, we'll do, these screws don't really matter, they're the same screws, and I'm probably going to have to remove this later on when I get the new fairing piece. This is essentially just a placeholder for now until I get the new fairings, and I am saving up for those at the moment. And if we break this old fairing, I'm not too concerned. Like, I would like to reuse it, but it's going to be a different color, which is a bit of an issue. Personally, I wouldn't care. I'd drive around with two colors on the bike, but you know. Some people are just picky about stuff. Okay. Not sure if this one's tightened in all the way. No, it's not. Okay. So there we go. Those two screws secure that piece to the fairing. There's two more here. Okay, now we will take this little rubber bumper. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. Again, this is probably another $3 or $4 saved just by not having to order this. Let's hope it goes in the hole nice and easy. These things don't always go in as easy as it appears. Okay, there we go. Our rubber bumper is in, and we have one more piece here. Let me get a screwdriver or something. We have a, I guess like a plastic retainer clip right here. We're going to reuse this. These clips again are $3 or $4 a piece. And see, it's attached to something. I don't know what this plastic piece is. It could be part of the headlight. I don't really know. So first you got to pop your center pin. It's one of those two-stage clips. Pop your center pin out. I try to do it gently because I don't want to break stuff. I don't want it to look mangled. Okay, there we go. A little twist to the screwdriver is the best way, guys. Get the flat blade in there, give it a little twist, pops up, and pulls out. Okay, this piece is jumped, no good. We don't know what it is. It doesn't really matter. And for now, as a placeholder, and I believe this is going to hold the other fairing piece together. So for now, we're going to put it in here, just so I don't have to hunt for it and lose it later. And we're just going to clip it down and just lock it into place. Check your pieces, make sure there's no more little rubber pieces or bits or anything you need. And so you can see it's broken here too. This piece was broken in several places. The good thing is this is maybe, I think maybe a $45 piece tops. And I had to buy it new because there's no parts bikes around. Except for the one I've already looted and plundered. Okay, so there's that. We might as well put another screw down in here. So I did order the screws as well, right here. You can see the part number. Part number is 03541-0516B, as in Bravo. So I ordered 4 screws, knowing that I probably needed 1 for here, so I kind of pre-planned a little bit. And this doesn't even really need to be done right now, but I'm just going to do it and be done with this piece for now. And when we transplant the piece, I'll take all this stuff back off and do it again. Okay, there we go. So we're tight. You don't want to ever tighten these things, guys. You'll break your plastics, just the same as like in a crash or something. Okay, I actually ordered some more of those clips as well. I think I ordered them because it's that clip we just put in here. I'm pretty sure I ordered them because I think I needed them on the other side. So that part number for the clip is there. 94479-35F00. So I've got parts on hand. I'm pretty sure I already did my research, so I kind of know what I need. So we'll put those in a little baggie. Okay. So that's that little piece done. I'm now going to go throw this back on the bike, and we can now continue on moving forward. So we have another little piece here. These little pieces, guys, take your time when you're doing these bike rebuilds. It may not seem like a big thing, but this is what's going to hold your fairings onto your frame. And if you don't have this little rubber grommet in there, you're going to have stuff moving around. You're going to have stuff rattling. So this just goes to show you the level of detail that I go to when I work on the bikes, guys. I try not to miss a single bolt, a single screw, anything. So if you're ever buying any of my bikes, you can be sure that I've gone through the lengths to replace these tiny little pieces as best as I can. Obviously, I could screw up, I could miss stuff, but so let's go to the other side. I'll just show you what it looks like. So you can see right in here, right there. You see that? So your fairing goes into that rubber grommet, and it actually aligns it and prevents vibration. So it may not seem like a big thing, guys, but it could turn into a bit of an annoyance if you're riding on the bike. There we go. Popped it in. Literally took 2 seconds, guys. Part number for that little guy, 09320-06504. So there's one on this side, there's one on the other side. I believe there's some more of these around the bike in other places. Where exactly? I'm not sure. Okay, now I'm going to bolt this fairing piece back up. So Suzuki has something here that's a little bit neat. It's like a floating bracket. It actually rocks back and forth, and it's just pinned in the middle, so your alignment is always usually pretty perfect on the fairings. So let me see here. Let's get this. So the first thing I need to do is I need to feed this up through the hole in the fairing. Again, Suzuki likes to feed things through holes unnecessarily. Don't know why they've gone this route. It's a little bit frustrating. Okay. I don't know the exact fitment here just yet. We got to turn a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get that first one in the hole. Second one in the hole here. And I believe this bracket's almost used for adjusting. When you turn the bracket, it actually turns the whole fairing either forward or back. So that is a little bit neat. I haven't seen that on a bike before. Not with any of my Yamahas or anything. And we're just going to screw these in real quick. Again, guys, this is all temporary. Like, I'm going to end up taking this off and doing it again, but we're just testing fitment of stuff at the moment. Make sure I'm in there. Okay, there we go. But they got some little rubber grommets here, like most fairings do, just to prevent rattling and stuff. Okay, that's in. That's in. Alright, so you can see there's a broken piece right here. This is most likely for the outer fairing. It's going to mount in here. There's a couple clip holes down here that it's going to mount to. And obviously it's going to mount as well to this piece that we just put in. And this piece that we just put in is also, it kind of rides on top of the rad as well. So where exactly this piece positions, I can't tell you at the moment, because this piece, like I said, is broken on the back of the fairing. So I don't have a proper alignment tool at the moment. I just know roughly it's going to sit in that area. Okay, so the little fairing piece is done for now. I'm going to work on ordering this outer fairing. They told me it's probably going to be a 3-week to 4-week wait time on that fairing piece. So I'll order this fairing first, and then I'll order the inner fairing. Check it out. So I basically what I did here on the harness, I just slid the kind of the heat shrink up a little bit, and I just kind of taped it with electrical tape right down to the connector. So we now have a fully functional harness on the front of the bike. Now this is the big important moment. I'm going to plug this harness in now. I'm going to plug my dash cluster in, which is kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde of 2 different years, 2 different bikes, but the connector's the same. I'm hoping everything's going to work out, because I really don't want to buy like a $900 or $1,000 dash cluster, but I probably will if I have to. All right, let me get this stuff plugged right in. I'm going to be right back. I've got the battery in the bike here, so I'm going to hook up the battery, pop the key in. Let's see if this dash cluster is going to turn on, because I haven't ordered fairings yet, because I'm kind of waiting to see the result of this. And the fairings are about $750, $800 for the whole right-hand side here. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. I don't know what's going to happen. I've got the battery hooked up. I usually do my red first, guys, and then I do the negative after. Do not go red to black, black to red. You're going to smoke something. Okay, I've got the dash cluster plugged in. I've got my dash cluster harness plugged in here and at the cluster. Whew, this is a big moment, guys. I'm a little nervous, to be honest. I really hope this is going to work. I've saved about $600 on this cluster by kind of piecing it together. Can I turn it on? Are we still in lock mode? I don't know. I think we're still not in ignition mode here. Hold on a second. I have another key. Hold on. Let me try my other key. I know what it is. Anyways, I didn't actually have my ignition plugged in here. I don't know why I had this unplugged. Probably just because I was trying to get into this area. Okay, let's see what happens. First time this bike has had a cluster on it with everything plugged together here. Let's see. Oh, we have a cluster. So I've never had a cluster on this bike. Oh. I don't know what's going on down in there. Doesn't sound the best. But we have a cluster. And that kilometer is 14,971. I don't know if that's the kilometers off this bike or the kilometers off the cluster. Awesome, guys. All right. Let me shut that off before I blow something up. Something's not happy down in here. It could be because I have the gas tank off. I have the air box off. Like, I have everything off. I hope it's not an issue with any wiring here. I have this all plugged in together tight. Awesome. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the video here because I don't know what the next step is from here. I'm going to kind of put some stuff back together. see if this bike will actually fire back up, and we'll get the cluster really up and running. I want to see if everything works, temperature, all that stuff. In the next episode, hopefully I'll have everything pieced back together temporarily, and then I can order these fairings up. Riding weather is almost upon us here. We're getting in the 15-degree range here in Canada now. I've actually been out once on my Yamaha, but tomorrow's another 15-degree day. If you're riding, ride safe, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See more of this Suzuki 1000.